The radio crackled with desperation. We're surrounded. They've killed half of us. We need help now. Silence followed, except for one voice, a woman's voice. Calm, steady, and deadly. I hear you, Ranger Team. Sit tight. I can see you. Help is coming. What she didn't say is that she was 3 miles away, alone, and what she did next became military legend. What city are you watching from today? If this story resonated with you, hit subscribe for more real stories about extraordinary people. Her name was Maya Haldot-Tamos. She was just another logistics officer stationed quietly in Afghanistan. A woman with a clipboard, a quiet smile, and an unremarkable presence in the dusty base by the mountains. But there were whispers. Stories told by old soldiers over cheap coffee of a sniper with impossible eyes. Some said she could shoot a coin from miles away. Others swore she destroyed a convoy without ever being seen. No one really knew. And Maya preferred it that way, because sometimes the greatest power is being underestimated. The base was small, tucked between 2 mountain ridges. They called it the spine. Every other week, a new unit would come through. Proud men, loud voices, all trained, but not all truly ready. Maya watched without judgment. She saw the patterns, the newbies who mocked her, the seasoned soldiers who nodded with respect. But one thing always remained constant. They never knew who she really was. Years ago, before she faded into the background, Maya was something else entirely. A legend. A ghost. The deadliest long-range shooter the Army had ever produced. 20 confirmed kills. They stopped counting after 100. But life took her somewhere deeper than medals and headlines. Somewhere darker, and that part of her, the part that pulled the trigger, she buried it. Until the day the Rangers called. It happened at dusk. The desert turned gold. The wind carried dust, but no relief from the heat. Maya was just finishing a report when the radio flash read, Ranger Unit 7 to base. Repeat, we're taking heavy fire. Immediate backup required. Voices overlapped, choked with fear. Gunfire echoed in the background. The command room froze. Major Collins barked orders. Can we send air support? No, sir. Night Ops just grounded. No drone, no chopper. QRF team? Still returning from the last sweep. They won't reach in time. Silence fell like a thick curtain. Rangers, surrounded, cut off. Then Maya's voice cut through the stillness. What's their location? Heads turned. Collins raised an eyebrow. You're not combat active anymore, Halle. Maya ignored him. Coordinates? She repeated. The operator hesitated. Then read out the numbers. She nodded. 3 miles out. Rocky slope. No cover. Almost impossible to reach in time. Almost. I can see the ridge from Tower 5, she said, grabbing her pack. Give me 5 minutes. Wait. Halle, this is a firefight. She didn't wait. Her boots were already hitting the gravel as she strode out into the fading light. She climbed the narrow metal staircase of Tower 5. The old structure creaked under her weight. Far in the distance, she could see the dirty flash of gunfire against the mountain walls. Like angry fireflies in the dark. She set down her rifle. It was simple, clean, matte black. A weapon maintained with love. But this wasn't just a rifle. It was an extension of her. Maya had built it herself. Calibrated every inch. A custom scope. A whisper trigger. Ammunition balanced to slice through wind like silk. She lay prone. Adjusted the bipod. The world narrowed down to the battlefield 3 miles away. Her pulse slowed. Chaos began to organize itself. Enemy positions. 5 shooters. Maybe 6. Lots of rock cover. Bad for her, worse for the Rangers, but she didn't need much. Just one breath. One heartbeat. One bullet. Her finger curled. Exhaled slowly. Then she fired. Maya was a ghost. Again, the first enemy dropped before he heard the sound. Clean shot straight through the helmet. The second one fell before the Rangers even realized they had support. Third called out in confusion. Sniper! Sniper! But it was too late. Maya adjusted for wind. Took a second breath. Another pull, another kill. From 3 miles away. She wiped out half the ambushers before they even knew where death was coming from. In the comes chatter. The Rangers' voices stilled. Who's covering us? I don't know, but they're a damn angel. Maya heard it. She didn't smile. Another shot. Then another. Time distorted. She sank into the rhythm. Pull, breath, silence. She became what she once was, the shadow, and then she saw him. One man, larger than the rest, wearing tactical gear. He was guiding the ambush, but he wasn't shooting. He was radioing, calling for reinforcements. She moved her finger. Wait. The next group was already on its way, but killing him would stop the signal. Ranger unit incoming on your left. Move now. Now. Her voice was low, commander-like. The Rangers obeyed. Without hesitation, she killed the radio man. Then she shifted her sight line. More targets. More motion. The second enemy wave stalled. Confused by the sudden change in engagement, they didn't realize the valley had become a killing ground. Maya erased them. One by one. Then the radio team went silent. Maya, we're down. Ammo's out. 4 of us left. Her breath caught. She pushed her eye to the cur. COP, a shadow shifted on the ridge. She saw a glint of metal. No, it wasn't a rifle. It was a rocket launcher. They were aiming directly at the Rangers' last holdout position. She calculated distance. 5,200 yards. Wind pressure. Rising. The target was moving. Her hand moved. Without asking permission, her heartbeat slowed again. Fired before the breath left her lips. Rocket exploded midair. The shooter's body fell with it, like a rag doll tossed by the gods. That's when she heard the voice behind her. Well, I'll be damned. Maya didn't move. She kept her eye on the scope. Major Collins stood at the tower hatch, watching her work. You just saved the whole Ranger unit from your chair. 3 freaking miles away. Maya didn't answer. Collins leaned on the rail, quiet for a moment. Tell me something. Why'd you leave the field? She hesitated. The memory came back. A night raid. A wrong coordinate. She pulled the trigger. And the wrong. Building fell. 9 civilians. Gone. Her voice was flat. I lost control once. Never again. Collins nodded slowly. You kept the bullet count low today. She exhaled. Every shot matters. Then the radio crackled again, breaking the moment. Base. This is Ranger Unit 7. Whoever's on that scope, we owe you our lives. Just tell us your name. Maya hesitated. Then the shadow inside her answered. Call me Blue Ghost. The team cheered. Blue Ghost. A story for campfires. A name whispered. Over scars and metals. As dusk turned to night. Maya sat alone in the tower. A sniper. A ghost. A woman who chose to distance herself from death, but could become it at any moment. The wind shifted. The desert smelled like rain. She packed her rifle, stood quietly, watched the battlefield grow. Dark in the distance. Somewhere in that blackness, the Rangers hobbled to safety, still alive because she hadn't forgotten the weight of a bullet. 2 days later, she received an anonymous envelope. Inside was a scribbled note. Blue Ghost, no words can repay what you did, but here's something we believe you deserve. From the ones you saved. Below it was a silver Ranger badge, signed simply. Unit 7. She held it for a long time, maybe. The past never truly leaves you. Maybe some wounds never heal. But if she could turn her regret into one saved life, perhaps there was something sacred in that. She put the badge in her coat pocket. Then she walked back to the range. Maybe tomorrow she would train again. Not for the glory, not for the rank, but for the next voice, calling out from the dark. What did this story make you feel? Subscribe to Soul Relief Stories for more real stories that heal the heart.